Welcome to Drawn in 60 Seconds, where I give you a rapid run-through of a topic in history. Today I'm going to explain in this bonus-length edition 12 steps Hitler took that led Nazi Germany to war. In 1926, Weimar Germany was finally allowed into the League of Nations, but the feeling that Germany was always being treated unequally by the League's big power members would lead to German disillusionment. After Western powers refused to accept military parity with Germany at the Disarmament Conference in February 1933, Hitler withdrew Germany from the League. Any international pressure the League could bring to bear on Germany was now effectively ended. One of the ways Hitler often justified territorial expansion was that former German lands should be returned, or that certain areas were filled with German-speaking peoples and should therefore be part of a greater Germany. One such territory was Saarland. In January 1935, the former German territory taken as a League of Nations mandate voted for reunification with Germany in a referendum, an early success for Hitler's foreign policy. One of the core components of the post-World War I peace agreements was that Germany had to disarm. In March 1935, Hitler announced German rearmament, a public breaking of Versailles. Great Britain, France and Italy responded with an alliance known as the Strasser Front to oppose any further breaking of the treaty. However, within months the alliance collapsed after Italy invaded Abyssinia. As a result of this experience, Hitler realized that breaking international regulations held few to no consequences. On the same day, Hitler also announced the reintroduction of conscription, a further breaking of the Treaty of Versailles. This action started a process that would provide Hitler with a ready supply of soldiers for his future military plans. Aware that Britain would prefer not to oppose Nazi Germany, Hitler negotiated a further expansion of Germany's military capabilities in June 1935. In an attempt to control Hitler's military expansion, Britain made an agreement with Germany whereby the tonnage of the German Navy would never exceed 35% that of Britain's. This was in complete contravention of the naval limits placed on Germany by Versailles. Hitler saw this act for what it was: weakness on the part of Britain and her allies. In March 1936, this weakness was put to the test when Hitler ordered 19 infantry battalions into the Rhineland in direct contravention of Articles 42 and 43 of Versailles. He gave the orders that, should German troops encounter Allied military resistance, they were to retreat. There was no resistance forthcoming. In fact, there was no practical Allied response at all. The balance of power had begun to shift in Germany's favor. Understanding the threat Stalin and the Soviet Union posed to his foreign policy objectives, Hitler signed an agreement in November 1936 with Japan to counter the spread of communism and limit the USSR's desire to stymie Germany's expansion. Later, in 1937, this agreement would expand to include Italy. On the 12th of March 1938, Hitler made his boldest move to date. He marched German troops into Austria and claimed the state as part of Germany. This is arguably the first step in the creation of Hitler's Greater Germany. There is little in the way of an Allied response to this. Finally seeing the threat Nazi Germany posed to Europe, British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain met with Hitler in September 1938 to negotiate an end to his territorial expansion. At this meeting, it is agreed that Germany can have part of Czechoslovakia called Sudetenland, provided Hitler promises that no further foreign aggression will be forthcoming. This act of appeasement backfires with disastrous consequences. Less than 6 months later, Hitler took over the rest of Czechoslovakia with his army. This action in March 1939 confirmed to the world that Hitler could not be trusted or negotiated with. It also confirmed that the policy of appeasement was tragically unwise. As a prelude to his invasion of Poland, Hitler signed a neutrality agreement in August 1939 with the USSR. Understanding that he had little choice, Stalin signed the agreement in the hope that it would give him time to mobilize his own troops in preparation for what he was certain would ultimately occur: an invasion of Russia by Nazi Germany. With what appears an almost inevitability today, on the 1st of September 1939, German forces invaded Poland from the north, south and west. On the 17th, Soviet forces invaded from the east. World War II had started.